Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind's Pick'em video, presented by Haddam Associates, brought to you by Advanced Windows, where they've got a terrific fall offer for you.
Yeah, they sure do. For a limited time only, they're still running their fall windows special. You can get up to $2,000 off 10 windows or more. And plus, if you're worried about having the cash, hey, they got 60 months, 0% interest financing available. To learn more, visit advancedwindowsusa.com or give them a call at 801-850-9100.
Absolutely. Well, it's not wasting any time. Let's go into this. First of all, last week, Caleb Perkins is the winner. Caleb took care of us 10-2. Yeah. Caleb Perkins, go Devils. Go, he's the Devils. And so he took care of business this week. So
yeah, that was a solid week.
It was 10-2. He went 10-2.
Yeah.
Dane, we really should have paid more attention to other people are picking against, because there was a certain game that we threw in that you and I were the same on, and nobody else was. We're the only ones on that side of things.
Well, in fairness, we have to make our picks before everyone else, so they really hear our analysis and then they make. So
it's where we are. It's just going to.
The other thing is I normally said I don't tend to take. Or I normally tend to take defenses in that matchup, and I went away from my guiding principle. All the anti-pressure we heard from the week before with Canyon just convinced me, but it's all right.
Well, wait till we pick that game later and see what I do.
Right? Yeah.
Dane went. Let's see. Am I off on my sheet here? I had to condense some windows. I've got you up 7 games now. That's not even me trying to be funny. I'm just being honest.
I've got a decent lead, Dusty. Decent lead heading into the home stretch.
7 games. This is kind of where it goes. All right, I was just trying to win the state tournament.
Hey, in fairness, Dusty, you hung around a lot longer this year than you normally do.
I pick with my heart sometimes, and and just where I go. All right, let's not waste any time. And look, normally I try to bury the lead. We're just going to jump right into the deep end of the pool. These two teams don't like each other. This game may take 4.5 hours. I hope not. And let me send a message right now. Boys, this is like, go watch the 30 for 30 Catholics versus the Catholics versus the Convicts, okay? I'm not saying who's who. I'm really not. Go watch that, and go watch what Lou Holtz tells his team. Tells them, hey, if you get a personal foul, you're not coming back. This has to kind of be the ground rule for this game. East at West.
Yeah, I mean, it's the game that I don't know. Does anyone really want this game, or do we get this game? Look, there's not going to be a more physical game in the state played all week long. This is going to be the most physical game. And
might have the biggest crowd, too.
Yeah, it's going to be a heck of an environment at West High School. It might very well come down to turnovers and the team that makes the fewer mental mistakes. These two coaching staffs are very familiar. The players familiar. Many of them grew up playing together. This is a brotherly battle, man. I'm going to take West in this one. But look, I mean, this is going to be a slobber knocker of a game. But I'm going to roll Panthers at home, protecting the pride and joy of Carbon High School, and so I'll take West.
The Dane had to throw in Gene Plaga because he knows my feelings. And look, here's the Carbon County thread to this one. Gene Plaga Stadium, the home of the West High Panthers. Brandon Maddich, whose grandpa grew up in Carbon County. I mean, this does not make things very easy on Dusty of where I'm going to go with this one. I really wish we were calling this one, to be honest with you. I'm going to go West. I think I'm going to go West, too. I think West is playing really good football right now. This game is going to be 10-7, just like the Alta game with East. I think this game is super close. I mean, it's painful for me to try to pick one side. It really is. Because a little bit of me is like, I want to get a game back on Dane. But I just don't know. All right, we'll go West. Yeah, we're going to go West. All right, out of this one, tugging at my heartstrings again. Bingham at corner.
This is not the week I'm picking the Bingham Miners. I'm all corner on this. I just think too much offense. I love what we've seen from Bingham the last couple of weeks. But, you think about that Harriman game 2 weeks ago, they had to pull out all the stops. Well, you need to pull out all the stops and more if you want to beat corner. I think corner too much.
We haven't done like our watch list thing at all. Isaac Wilson has been absolutely unreal this year, and unreal playing through unreal amounts of pain. I mean, what he's chosen to do this senior year, it's just been outstanding. There's no way this is not the week I'm picking against Corner Canyon. And a lot of it is Isaac Wilson has just been unworldly with what he's done with the football, but what he's playing through to show his teammates how much they mean to him has just been absolutely outstanding. All Corner Canyon. Pleasant Grove at Skyridge.
Yeah, boy, PG last week getting their first loss season off to such a great start at 7-0, but losing last week to American Fork. I love this PG side. I just still don't think they have quite the depth to be able to handle with what Skyridge is going to throw out there this week. I'll take the Falcons to remain undefeated in region play. I love what we saw from Jackson Stevens and company. I think that team, I don't want to say they're coming together because I think they've always been there, but they're getting stronger each week. I think it's a rough time to play Skyridge. I'll roll Falcons.
And here's the thing with what they got to do when you're playing in an RPI system, it's about winning your games, and it's just getting better and better as the season's going. And right now, Coach Ham has Skyridge peaking. They looked so good against the last week against Lone Peak, and the defense has been absolutely outstanding at turning the ball over. I'm going to go Skyridge too. I think Skyridge is playing their best football, and I don't know, as good as PG is and has been, I don't know they got enough punch to take care of Skyridge. I mean, this is going to be a crazy game. Speaking of crazy games, man, this is a coin flip game. Lone Peak at Lehigh.
Very much so. And the crazy thing is Lone Peak comes into this game, I think they're 3-5 overall, Dusty. But those 5 losses, all those teams are in like the top 6 in the state. Not even in the state, because that includes a loss to Tiburon. I think this Lone Peak team is maybe one of the overlooked teams because people see their record and think, oh, they aren't very good. No, they're still really good. They just are losing to the top teams in the state. I think that defense is going to be a challenge. I'm going to take Lone Peak here on the road in a close ball game, throw a few surprises. I wonder if we see some offensive momentum. I'll take Lone Peak here to get a win.
I wanted to go Lone Peak in this one, and this is one of those ones. If you took Lehigh, I'm taking Lone Peak. You took Lone Peak, I'm going to take Lehigh. I think Jet New and crew, it's been a tough couple of weeks. Okay, you go tough couple of weeks. I mean, you lose the game against Skyridge. They had the game against American Fork. They kind of got the get-right game last week against Westlake, and now you're bringing Lone Peak. I think this game's going to be really, really close, but I think they have enough offense. They have more consistent offense on their side, where Lone Peak's offense has struggled. Their defense has been their number one offense the last month and a half. And so I'm going to go Lehigh in this one. Pains me to say it, but I'm going to go Lehigh. Kearns at West Jordan.
Yeah, look, I said from week 1, the best receiver in this state you don't know about plays for West Jordan, and he's still playing. Dominic Overby, I think if they can get the football to him, he's going to be a matchup problem. I'll take West Jordan and that high-flying offense of the Jags to get the win at home.
Yeah, West Jordan beat Hunter. I mean, if we're going to take away the two teams played against Hunter, West Jordan won 28-20. Kearns dominated Hunter if the box score was correct, right? Because I got conflicting stuff. I'm going to go West Jordan. I think West Jordan's playing really, really good. I'll take the Jags in this one. Roy at Bountiful.
Yeah, this is going to be a sneaky good game, Dusty, because I think I had mentioned in our video never mind. Hey, I think this Roy team continues to impress every week. The offense that they put up week in, week out is just unbelievable. But that's not the first time we've seen high-flying offenses take on Bountiful, and Bountiful really done a pretty good job against those. I think this Bountiful defense flies around. For me, the question is, can Geilman continue to move the offense well enough in order for Bountiful to get the win? They had a big offensive performance the last week. This game is at Bountiful. I'm going to take the size and physicality, and you talked about Satuala. We know he's one of the best safeties in the state this year, maybe the best safety in the state this year. I'll take Bountiful here at home to get a win over Roy.
Man, this was another one. I was going to go the opposite from you. I'm I'm going to go Roy. I love Bountiful. I think Bountiful's playing great. I think Geilman's great. We know Coach Frex have that defense ready to go. Only because you picked Bountiful, I'm going to take Roy. Bountiful on their new field turf, too. I think there's only the second game they got to play on it, if memory serves. So, all right, Timpview at Maple Mountain.
Dusty, this has the feel of an upset to me. Timpview has to go on the road. They really haven't been tested by a team much this year. Helaman Kasuga and that offense continue to be electric week in and week out. But Maple Mountain, new coaching staff, we've talked about Banks Jackson, how much we like him. I am really tempted to pick Maple Mountain on the road or at home to get a win and defend the home turf. But I just think Timpview has too much talent. I'm going to roll Timpview here on the road close. Yeah. But I think this is a very competitive game.
Yeah, Tay Nakua started to play a little bit better, but Helaman Kasunga is an absolute stud. I think Maple Mountain makes it early, puts a scare in Timpview early, but that Timpview defense is still really, really good. Helaman Kasunga is really, really good. We still got 2 more years of this kid. I can't smile any bigger, the fact that we have 2 more years of Helaman Kasunga. I'm going to go Timpview.
Okay.
Summit Academy at Providence Hall.
Yeah, boy, Providence Hall, the start they had was phenomenal this year. And, I love to see my Patriots do well, Dusty. Summit Academy's been quiet. We haven't talked about them a lot, but they've had a really nice year, 5-3 overall. I'm going to go with back-to-back losses for the Patriots this week. I think Summit Academy, I think their defense has been good. Their offense, it's one of the best scoring teams. I mean, they're up there in terms of points scored in that 2A North. I'm going to take the Bears here to get the win over the Patriots.
Yeah, I'd love to take the Patriots. I feel like I'm the mush. They're running right along, and Dusty says, well, because I've been talking about them, I'm going to pick them. And I heard things. So I'm going to go Summit Academy. I, too, am going to take the Bears on this one. All right. The 2 of the original 3, Snow Canyon and Dixie.
Dusty, we talked about a team in our show this week that didn't win a game in their non-region schedule. It was Juan Diego. There's another team that didn't win a game in their non-region, the Dixie Flyers. They've won 4 straight games. They're 4-0 in region. They're tied with Crimson Cliffs atop of Region 9. They did not win a game in their non-region play. I did not see Dixie putting it together in time for region like they have. It's been impressive. And look, you can say it's close. And it doesn't matter. At the end of the game, they've outscored opponents. And so, look, can they do the same against Snow Canyon? Dusty was the original Dixie Flyboy. I'm on the plane. I'll take Dixie at home here to get the win over Snow Canyon and keep their momentum flying.
That's a great one. And Dixie had that really close game against Cedar City. And I love Dixie. Dixie Flyers. I mean, I love Dixie. But I walked through Snow Canyon before almost anybody else ever did back in 1995. So I'm going Snow Canyon. Okay. Coach Tim Nowatzki and crew. First of all, Dusty needs some games back on Dane. We're picking way too many of the same. I got to make up a 7-game difference here. We got to do it pretty quick. But I think this game will be fun. Like I said, Snow Canyon kept that game close against Desert Hills. Can they put it together and go after Dixie? I think they can. I think this is a really good one. Orem at Springville.
Yeah, boy, Dusty, I mean, you know more about what's happening at Orem than I do. This is a team that felt like, early season, they obviously have the injury, and LR3 is trying to play through it. Hasn't been playing. It felt like they found weeks where the offense has been able to score, and then they've had weeks where it just hasn't quite been clicking. It's hard for me to get a gauge on this Tiger squad, but they're still Orem. And you should have Salia Paga. I know you're going on the road. You're taking on Springville. But it's Springville. I just think that the rushing attack of Springville, I think too consistent. I'll take Springville at home. I think this game is close, but I'll take the Red Devils to come out on top.
Yeah, the brothers Valetti have been outstanding. They got it going again last weekend, too. Again, I got to get some games somewhere. I liked what I've seen from Engelman. I think Orem can get it together. And for one night, to go into a place where they say, hey, we don't lose against these guys very often, we got to take this. Now, granted, I think the last time I remember Springville-Orem, and granted they probably played last year, but I don't remember it because Orem was in the other region, was the game winner, Burton to Dede,
in the semi?
Walker Dede. Yeah. Snapped the streak. I think I don't remember properly if that was the last time they played or not. But I'm going to take Orem. I think Eamon's playing good. I got to find some games somewhere. Somewhere I got to find some games. Canyon View at Richfield.
Dusty, if you want, you can pick first, and I'll just take whoever you pick.
No, that's not how we do it. Yeah, I watched another show do that today. So yeah, we're not doing that.
Hey, Canyon View, Richfield. Look, you know I've been on Canyon View all year long.
Yes, you have.
I love Johnson. I love what we get from him. Jackson Jensen, been spectacular this year. I think that Richfield defense made a statement last week, holding down Manti. I'm going to take Richfield here at home. I just think that defense is that good. If it weren't for last week, I'd probably take Canyon View, but I learned my lesson in week number 8, so I'll take Richfield here at home.
I made a declaration last week to Vince. I said, I don't pick old region rivals. I'm picking Richfield. I mean, I looked really bad picking Manti. I mean, if Richfield really is, I mean, if this is the version of Ryan Cuff playing basketball at Richfield, then fine. As long as there's not another Sean Bradley running around in 3A, which could be Morgan, I think they got it. I think they're there. I'll take Richfield. I'll take Richfield against Canyon View. Salem Hills at Timpanogos.
Yeah, I think this is a really good one. I mean, you talk about what's on the line in this one. Both teams, I think, a game back of Provo in Region 8. And so both needing this game in order to stay within striking distance of the Bulldogs. You talk about in our show this week, Dusty, everyone's healthy for Timpanogos. Obviously, you've got one of the best wide receivers in the state, Luke Livingston. Man, but Salem Hills, and I love the question that Vince asked us, you know, what surprised you more? And Salem Hills, to me, been super surprising. Can they get a win on the road? I just feel like with Brett Singh and with Riggs and Livingston, I think there's too many options for Timpanogos. I'll take the T-Wolves in our game of the week to protect home field and to get a win at home to stay within striking distance of a Region 8 title. I'll go Timpanogos.
Yeah, I mean, it's really kind of simple. I'll ask you a question. Is Luke Livingston playing? Yeah. Is Chase Riggs playing? Yeah. Done. I'm in. I'll go Timpanogos. I think Salem Hills is going to make this thing close. I don't think Timpanogos, they play a lot of close games. Timpanogos games are close. Salem Hills keeps games close. But I'll take Timpanogos. I think it's senior night at Timpanogos. So get ready for either a long start to the game or a long halftime. I don't know which one you're going to have. But I think so. Anyway, pick against us, beat us. We'll talk about it. And congratulations to Caleb Perkins for beating us last week. And Dane right now a 7-game lead on me. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 4 games. Maybe I can get back to 3. All right. But for Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Litster. Thanks for joining us. Go check out our rankings video and also our weekly video right here at KSL Sports Rewind on KSLSports.com.